Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We have another one of the side EZAs up to bat, which is the EZA SSJ Trunks. Unfortunately, while his EZA does look great, he does share the same name with the new LR, and actually no, it's just the new LR because the tech transforming one is transforming. So actually no, ignore that, he's fine. Starting rotation though, we're not really going to link too well. We do have my support though, so we are starting on 372k attack stat, 158k defense. He is indeed rainbowed and level 10 links. And we've even got him on the new Sword of Hope Trunks 200% lead as well of Time Travelers. Considering this guy is just a basic Super Saiyan Trunks, he actually links very well with a lot of units, which is great. We're starting out 3.5 million, and that's with the support, but let's not forget he's not that well linked up. So, you know, it's not too bad. He is going to be raising his attack by 50% on super, which is quite nice. Especially considering he's a side EZA, doesn't have like stats around the similar points of normal EZAs, things like that. The juicy part is he will raise his defense by 40% for 6 turns. So for 6 turns, this man is going to mini stack his defense, which I think is sick. So I'm really intrigued to see where we can get his defense up to. And on top of the fact he can basically mini stack his defense by 40% for 6 turns, he also just has in his passive 40% damage reduction. So for a side EZA, he's going to have some pretty impressive looking defense while having 40% damage reduction on top of that. So again, just like Zamasu, another unit that is probably going to be tanking incredibly well for a side EZA. Like, for expectation wise, a lot of these side EZAs are mainly meant to be usable in today's current content, but more so towards other areas of the game like Super Battle Road, ESBR, which these two definitely can be and definitely are. But it's diamonds and gems in the rough like this guy and Zamasu who could probably hold their own somewhat in red zone, which I will definitely try out. So whereas Zamasu would get more HP, the bigger the defense boost, attack and defense boost, the more HP remaining. Trunks gets the 180% attack and defense boost, the less HP remaining. So you do want to be hit to build up his start of turn stats. As you can see here, links perfectly with tech transforming Trunks, which is pretty sick. Not that like he's going to be in slot 1 and him slot 3 or anything, but if you were going to use them, you could easily see, I mean, this would be like Vegeta or Trunks or something, but this could be a rotation, or this, which is quite sick. So with the support and one defense raise for 1 turn, 482k attack stat, 233k defense, which again isn't bad considering this guy has 40% damage reduction, and his defense is nowhere near finished being built up for those 6 turns. He is being super attacked, which, yeah, that doesn't really do anything, but we did get our defense load, but we're not done yet. Up to a 4.5 million attack stat with my support. We get an additional. He does have quite a few additionals. We did get an additional. 4.9 we're up to as well. That'd be some extra defense for the turn on top of that. And a big 3.8 million crit. He'll also launch an additional super attack, guaranteed, by the way, guaranteed, and have his attacks effective against all types. So he'll be doing some extra damage no matter what, when there's a Realm of Gods category enemy. Very specific. So, you know, specific themed Super Battle Roads and ESBRs is when this guy is going to have his guaranteed additional. He's not always going to have it, which he doesn't necessarily need it, but once you have your defense fully built up after those 6 turns, getting an additional. And also considering, again, like Zamasu, he's been out since 2018. He's been on the unfeatured pool for like years. He can triple super in 1 turn. Which, again, by the time his defense is fully done for those 6 turns and you triple super, his defense should be in an amazing spot for a side EZA. And again, I'll say it, with 40% damage reduction. Like, this Trunks doesn't even have, anywhere near a good portion of that 180% attack and defense he can get from having less HP, which really we're not going to see here realistically, but we still have more attack and defense to come if we were to lose some HP. Just remember that. But that guaranteed additional and having the attacks effective against all types is very specific. I mean, there is, for the most part, the majority of the new Dismal Future edition of Red Zone is Realm of Gods category enemies. Whether he can compete in there is a different story, but if he can, you can be getting his additional off and have his attacks effective against all types a lot in there. He actually also links pretty well with Vegeta and Trunks, so if he is usable, this is a pretty good rotation for him. So we're up to, without the support, 414k attack stat, 257k defense. Don't forget as well, he is a side EZA, so naturally his stats aren't going to be on the lengths of Dokkan Fest, TUR EZAs, or Dokkan Fest EZA, shall I say. So it's not like he'll do it for 6 turns and have almost a million defense, unfortunately. It would be pretty sick if he did, especially with all that damage reduction. He's a side EZA. Naturally, he has less stats, so it's not going to be that high, but the fact he can mini-stack for 6 turns, 40% defense each time, does mean for a side EZA, he will have, as I said, a decent amount of defense. There's another additional, 4.2, and he does also get an additional damage reduction of 10%, starting from the turn in which the character performs 6 attack in battle. So if you're facing a Realm of Gods category enemy, of course, you're guaranteed to super twice in 1 turn, which of course we are facing. So you could get that done pretty much in 3 turns. If you have him rainbowed or some dupes like I do, you can potentially get that done even quicker, which is great. Now, bear in mind, it's only 10% damage reduction. It's not like you get an extra 30, 40, or 50. But that takes him to a full 50% damage reduction, which is great. But it's not like you're getting a huge amount added on after he performs 6 attacks. But it's very easy to get it. Even if you're not, as I said, facing a Realm of God category enemy, if you have dupes, you could still get that done if you're lucky in 3 turns, which is no time at all, really. It doesn't even need to be a super attack, it's just him attacking. But as I said, like a themed, you know, Super Battle Road ESBR, this guy would be very good for. Even not a themed one, he would be amazing in ESBR. Amazing. And as I said, just like Zamasu, maybe that diamond in the rough of side EZAs that could just about actually hold their own and perform in like Red Zone. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. Which shows how good a side EZA really is. But so far I'm liking him. He seems pretty good. And again, if we are going to actually run him on rotation, he has a great linking partner in Vegeta and Trunks. So we're on almost... What links did we lose? Golden Warrior, which is doo-doo. And what's the Messenger from the Future giving us? Extra attack plus 10%. So we're not actually missing out on too much being linked up with Vegeta and Trunks. But as I said, if we are going to realistically use him in Red Zone, has a great slot 1 partner. Not sure where we are in terms of him stacking up his defense, but we're almost at 400k. We're on turn 7. He appeared on turn 1. So that's what? Turn 1, 3, 5, 7. We have 2 more turns of stacking. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, turn 1, 3, 5, 7. That's 4 turns of stacking. I'm pretty sure he just super attacked 3 times as well. So we have 2 more turns for him to fully build up his defense. And it's going to look like once he's done, again, without that attack and defense boost, the less HP remaining, we're going to be around about the 400k mark with 60% damage reduction. Sorry, 50% damage reduction. Because we have definitely performed 6 attack in battle to get the extra 10% to take us from 40 to 50. I can't lie, Dokkan has done a very good job. Very good job with these side EZAs. I mean, so far from what I've seen from Trunks and Zamasu, I can't remember off the top of my head what the Future Gohan and the Trunks of Mai does. Those videos may be a little bit late, the same way the my video and like the Zamasu and Gowasu video is going to be late just because I was already link leveling them and they're very close to being level 10 links. You know them ones where the links get a bit stubborn. So I was like, I might as well just wait until their links are level 10 and just have the full 200% link, 200% lead max links, level 10 links video by the time I use them rather than doing 2. So that's why I haven't done them yet. But I'm waiting for Trunks and Mai and Future Gohan to get their links done first because it's just, there's no point doing 2 videos. Whereas this Trunks and Zamasu were already ready to go. But as I said, the 2 that we've used so far in Zamasu and this Trunks look really good. The side EZAs, they've done a really, really good job. But even though they may have like a very niche or specific like condition in their passive to get a bit extra, the rest of their kits are still good enough to where it doesn't make them less of a unit. It doesn't impact them. It doesn't you know, they don't struggle. You know, it's just a buff, it's just a boost, it's just a benefit if you manage to trigger it. Like, Zamasu will get more damage reduction as long as there's like a full rotation of Realm of Gods category units, which literally is very easy to do considering who you're running him with. Trunks is a little bit more specific with a Realm of Gods category enemy, but I guess, you know, at least, as I said, it's not a detriment to his passive if he doesn't get it. But then also on top of that, as I said, there is a dismal future edition of Red Zone, which mainly has Realm of Gods category enemies because there's the Zamasus and Rosés. So we've got Maya's support as well, and with Maya's support, we're on 500k defense, and we're still not done stacking. After this, we have one more turn, and his defense is done. But this is where his defense is, 500k with my support. And Maya's a decent unit to use in Red Zone. Bear in mind, she could not dodge, and you could take a ton of damage on a basic, but 70% chance to dodge after she supers in slot 3 with a dodge build, she does pretty well. But again, he's not even fully built up yet, and again, we have not lost. We are on full HP and have been in and around nearabouts the entire time. So he still hasn't touched hardly any of that 100%, 180% attack and defense he gets for losing health. So there's still more attack and defense for this guy to come. I'm definitely using him in Red Zone. Him and Zamasu, I'm definitely using in Red Zone. Definitely, I have to try them out. That's how good they are. But that would have been 50% damage reduction with 500k defense, which is kind of crazy for a side EZA. Honestly, that's like AGL Zamasu levels. That is literally like AGL Zamasu levels, and look how well he tanks. Bear in mind, he can stack way past that and get past it way quicker, but again, this is a side EZA. Dokkan have done a really good job with these. I said I'm still yet to try out the Future Gohan and the Trunks of Mai, but these two, they're great. They're really good. Okay, where is his defense up to now? 410k. Maybe he's finished stacking now, but 410k, or maybe a little bit more than that, with 50% damage reduction. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. Don't get me wrong, his damage is nothing to write home about. I mean, the fact he does get a guaranteed additional against Realm of God category enemies, realistically, you're going to have dupes in him, or the majority of you are going to have dupes in him, and he does get a 50% attack raise, and you could triple super or double super if you don't get the potential system, you know, dupe. He could do some okay damage again for a side EZA, but the main thing is the damage reduction with his defense. That is the kind of thing to write home about. That's what I'm impressed with. Like, he could do some decent amount of damage for a side EZA, but defensively, him and Zamasu are ridiculously good for the level they're at. Dokkan has done a very good job. I can't lie. We're not going to see him a turn after this, but I'm pretty sure he's fully built up. I think I may have got it wrong with 2 turns. If not, he's only going to be on like 450 max. But Dokkan has done a great job with these 2 side EZAs. I'm hoping Future Gohan and Trunks and Maya are maybe not as good, but still somewhat decent. Like with them 2, I'm not expecting like world beaters and being able to use in Red Zone, because that's not what side EZAs are for. They're just meant to make them usable. But they have gone above and beyond for these 2. They have gone above and beyond for these 2, and I like them a lot. I like them a hell of a lot. They seem like a lot of fun to use. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. And peace.